it's everybody's favorite time. It's story time. So this story is going to be how I finessed unemployment and didn't have to pay it back. So just a little side note, this is not a how-to, because this is pretty much like kind of like circumstantial. Like you had to be in the same circumstance that I did. So it's not a how-to because you can't really do it again, and it's not a how-to because I'm not telling you how to do it, because I didn't do it like purposefully. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just stay tuned for the story. So let's go back to 2020, right? Yeah, I think it was, it was early 2021, right? Just turned 2021. So y'all know the pandemic hit, the scamdemic, whatever you want to call it. So I was working at a job, working a little temp job, and it was like a plastics plant, like they made plastic molds and stuff like that. So I worked. It's supposed to be like 4:10. So I was working night shift. So I was working from 11 to 9, right? 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. So I was working for this temp agency that I already kind of had like some, not bad blood, but like the guy that owned it. I could tell he liked me at first, but he kind of became to not like me, because he sent me to a job after I got fired from this place called GE for fighting one of my coworkers. I'll tell that story one day too. So I really liked that job, and I was up there for 2 years, and that happened, and he sent me out to a place called Remington, and I was like, I don't know if I like it, and I told him I did like it. He's like, what happened? You just told me you liked it. And then when that job, the Remington around here in Alabama, they had to close down, so I couldn't work there anymore. So he sent me to some other place, and I quit on him. And it took him like 2 weeks to figure out that I quit. I'm like, why the hell did it take you that long? Then he sent me to another place, and I kept complaining to him, like, man, I'm only making $10 an hour. You ain't got nothing else? I should have sent somebody else out there. Blah blah blah. So he we kind of had like a real, kind of like some static, wasn't nothing serious. So he sent me out to this, when I was working at the place that I was complaining about, they were going to close the job that I did down. I was going to like outsource the job that I did to another little company. So I decided, instead of working all the way up to that happened, I just went ahead and got a jump on it. After they told us that I left work early, me and this other guy, we left work early. It was a Friday anyway. We went up to the temp agency and said, where else can you send me? They said, shutting our job down. They said, y'all can go to this plastics company. So that dude, the other dude, went to first shift. So he's going to be working 7 to 5. I was going to be working night shift. So at this night shift job, they had us overlapping first shift, which was dumb as fuck. So first shift came in at 7. So when we ran our machines or did whatever, but from 7 to 9, we had to go to like this little staging area. Now, I don't know, there's a few people who watch my videos who are subscribed to my channel who know me personally. But if you don't know, I'm a very tall man. Okay, I'm ungodly tall for no damn reason, right? And I hate it. I'm about 6'10". I know motherfucker, why you ain't playing ball? Because I don't play with balls, and I'm not athletic. And I don't like sports. But, so this little staging area, you had to stand up at this little desk and package stuff all, for the rest of the 2 hours. So, you couldn't sit down, you couldn't get a chair. So the table was so low that it made like my upper back, like by my shoulder blades, like it was a stinging fucking pain. It was the weirdest shit, and I never really experienced it before. So I'm hurting. I'm like, God damn, like this shit is like, it's like somebody sticking a knife right in the back, right in your back, up by your like take your shoulder, like go behind your shoulder. It's like somebody sticking a knife or a piece of rebar or some shit, right? Something just sharp, right in your fucking back, and it was killing me. So what I did was, I kept going to the back. So the first night, I made it through the first night, but the second night we had to do it again, and now I'm like, man, forget all this. So I'm going outside, right? I'm trying to stretch my back. And then there's this little supervisor who's a little younger than me. He's like 22, little fuckhead motherfucker. He come outside with a little black and mild, acting like he was gonna go outside to smoke, but he knew I was out there. He's like, you think you're gonna make it? He out there smoking. I ain't say shit. So I go back to the staging area, and I go back to now I'm in the bathroom. The bathroom was in the break room, right? So I knew he was in there checking on me because I heard the door open, but I ain't hear nobody come in there. So I'm just sitting on the toilet like, God damn, my fucking back. On my shoulder, whatever the fuck. So when I come out the break room, he's sitting there waiting on me. He's like, hey, when I come out the bathroom, he's in the break room sitting there waiting on me. He goes, hey man, I can't have you in the bathroom and outside. We got to finish the night out. You got to stay at your station. I'm like, hey man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. That little job right there is like killing my back because the table's so low. Can I get a chair, or can you put me somewhere else until it's 9 o'clock? He goes, bro, if you can't do the job, you can't work here. I said, say no more, dog. So I finished out the night. I just kept going with the pain until I kept going to the bathroom when he wasn't looking and shit like that. Until 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock rolls around. When I get off, when I get home, I text him. I text the guy at the temp service. I say, hey, this is what's going on. Dude told me if I can't do the job, I can't work here, so I won't be returning. Do you got anywhere else you can send me? He said, no. Now, keep in mind, he said, no, I don't have anywhere else I can send you right now. Now, I quit, and I told him I was quitting. I told him I wasn't coming back, right? So some time go by, I'm looking for another job, and this is when me and my buddy, and I'll tell that story too about the time me and my friend started our own business. That was a little adventure too, We was in the beginning stages of starting our own temporary agency ourselves, right? So he said, man, you know what you should do? Just file unemployment. That'll be some bread while we getting everything ready to run this business. Why don't you just get unemployment? That way some bread coming in until you get a job or whatever. I'm like, damn. In my mind, I'm like, but I quit. You can't do that. Unless you quit for like stress reasons or something like that. But you can't just quit and get unemployment. He said, well, just file it anyway. So I didn't know that they were filing, or that they were honoring every request. I found it out later. I just thought they approved my shit. So I filed. And then one day, and then remember, this is 2021, bro. This is when they was giving that, on top of whatever you was getting paid, they was putting like $600 or some shit on top of that. So I'm seeing like $800 a week. And ain't even doing shit. It was at the house. And so I'm like, and I just checked my account one day. I'm like, oh shit, I got approved. And so I'm just logging on every week, every Sunday night at 12 midnight. I'm just logging on to get this bread. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do right by the money. I did not. I was buying a bunch of dumb shit. I was eating out more than I normally would. I did not do right by that money, man. So I keep doing it all the way. So my plan was to stay on unemployment until I got a job. So I didn't just sit around not do nothing. Like I said, we were starting our business, and I'm going on interviews. But since I'm making $800 something a week, I'm like, well, I ain't finna just take the first fucking job I get. I want to have some options. I got some bread coming in. So the little $600 goes away, but they extended the unemployment. So now I'm just getting my regular like $230 or whatever. It's still some money, so I'm going on every week, getting my little money, right? So now unemployment has dried up, right? So now it's like Yeah, it's like close to like Christmas time or something, right? No, yeah, this was late 2020 going into 21. So now it's like after Christmas time. I get a letter in the mail from the Alabama Department of Labor. It says your employer, that temp service, filed an appeal because you voluntarily quit a job. You must, so because the scamdemic was going on, if it wasn't a scamdemic, I probably had to go down there in person, which I'm glad I didn't have to. But because the scamdemic was going on, they say, you must call into this number, or maybe that's just how you do it, I don't know. You must call into this number at this time, at January something, 2021, at 1 p.m. I said, oh, damn. So January, whatever the fuck, January like the 20th or 12th or something. It's 1 o'clock. I'm like, ah, damn, I gotta call into this place. I call them, right? The lady who's like the arbiter, or like the arbiter between us or whatever, she's on the phone. And then there's a lady, the HR lady from the temp agency, who I spoke with her. She's pretty cool. She's on the phone. So she goes, okay, we'll start with you, lady. What's how did this all happen? Okay, well, he quit the job, blah, 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 and he was still expected to go. Listen to this dumb shit. I told them that I was quitting, but she was saying he's still expected to go in the next day. If I told you I quit, why in the fuck, like, hey, I quit. All right, you still gonna come in tomorrow? No, I quit, dumbass. What the fuck? So she asked me, why did you quit? So I tell her the whole reason about my back shit. She goes, well, has this been a reoccurring problem? And I was like, nah, that's the first time it ever happened. She's like, okay, proceed. So I'm like, so I go, yeah. And so I texted them and told them that I wouldn't be returning. And they had no work for me. So, I couldn't find another job. So, I just filed, just because or whatever. And she goes, okay. She's talking to the lady now. She's like, I don't know why that cut off. I tried to focus the camera, but it turned off. Anyway, she's talking to the lady now, and she goes, so she says, okay, so what did she say to her? She went, so so how did he, so she said, okay, so he sent a text message, he quit, and that day we filed the termination paperwork, right? Now, keep in mind, she said termination paperwork, right? I didn't get fired, I quit. So she went, She went, okay. Now, according to subsection C, paragraph E, whatever the fuck, this dude is driving slow as fuck. She said, you filed the paperwork the day he quit, but you filed termination paperwork. And she said in the state of Alabama, a person is considered voluntarily resigned from their job after 3 working days. She said, but you filed the paperwork the same day, and you filed termination paperwork. She went, I'll have to take that into consideration. And I'm sitting there like, oh shit. Like, it was kind of like a stalemate. We were just kind of, trading blows. But now I got him up against the ropes. I got some hope. You know what I mean? This dude is fucking killing me. Go, dude. So I'm like, I got him up against the ropes. Like if things is going my way, do not turn left. Piece of shit. All right. So I'm like, cool, So we hang up, right? We hang up the phone. She goes, oh no, we hang up the phone and I go, oh damn. Oh no, yeah, she says, I'll make my decision today and you might, because this was like, what day was this? This was like this was probably like a Thursday. She said, She said, my decision will be in the mail probably by next Wednesday. I was like, damn, I gotta wait almost a week? So here comes Wednesday, right? I'm looking out there for the mail truck. I'm like, come on, man, let's just get this shit over with. I see the mail truck. I'm like, oh shit. So I go outside. I get my key. I go outside to the mailbox. I see the shit. I think that's the only mail that I got was from the Alabama Department of Labor. I said, oh shit, here we go. Motherfucker, you know you could have went. That truck was way back there. Go. Go. Motherfucker, go. Damn. Anyway, I go in the house. I open the shit. I'm like, all right, where is it at? Because you know it ain't gonna just say, yeah, you won, you ain't gotta pay nothing, motherfucker. It ain't gonna say that. It's a whole bunch of it's a front and back. So I'm like, oh, damn. So I'm looking at the shit, and I turn around. It says, in conclusion, because it had like a brief, like, summary of what, you know, we talked about and what she said, all that boring ass shit. So it said, in conclusion, I determined the recipient of unemployment benefits, my name, he was entitled to those benefits because I was working for a temp agency and they didn't have no work. So, and they said that I was terminated, which I wasn't terminated. I quit. And he does not have to, and no wages shall be repaid. And I tore that shit up. I said, thank God. Like, I tore that shit up and just had my own little ticker tape parade, bro. I was throwing that shit up in the air, man. Because I didn't know how much I had gotten, because I'm not very good with math, and I wasn't adding the shit up, you know, because I didn't think none of it. When it said the amount, it said the amount on there. That shit was $15,000. If I had to pay that back, first of all, understand that I couldn't pay that back. So you already know they would have garnished my wages. So whatever job I would have gotten next, they'd have had their hands all in my fucking pocket. All in my pocket. But thank you to Trump for that extra little money. Thank you to thank you to them motherfuckers over at that temp agency for being stupid. And thank the Lord, goddamn. Shit. So yeah, you know, that's how I quote unquote finessed unemployment. You know what I mean? All right, story time over. I'm out.